What's up, board game people? Today we look at something on the different side, but in a good way. This game absolutely cast a spell on me since my first viewing, and now I'm coming back to check the page to see what's new and what's changed, and I want to share it with everyone. Witchbound is now live on Gamefound, and it's definitely worth a look. First, I'd like to take just a moment and thank the members of my Patreon page. Their support is helping the channel to grow in so many ways, and I'm truly thankful for that. Witchbound is really something different and special. It's a solo, story-driven experience where you'll explore a fantastical little island called Coven Cove as the first witch to be seen there in over a century. Fate has bound you to the island and awakened the magic within you. Now you must brave the wilds and uncover the mysterious secret of the witches who came before you. You'll move from scene to scene in this whimsical world, interacting with objects, searching for clues, solving puzzles, and more. You'll talk to the inhabitants of the cove and gain a deeper understanding of the island. But to find what you truly seek, you must venture out into the wilds. You'll encounter hazardous terrain, enemies, and obstacles in the wild. Leads will take you on adventures in caves, set you delving dungeons, and even have you diving the waters of the cove on a quest to understand the mysteries of the witches of the past. The game in itself is pretty compact. It consists of a full-color scene book where you'll explore and look for clues, a 200-plus page storybook that contains all the different interactions, tables, and dialogues for the game, complete with comic-style cutscenes, some character sheets, encounter cards featuring the enemies, obstacles, and hazards, an island brochure and map, some dice, stickers, and a rulebook. It really doesn't look like much of a table hog. So what can we expect to pay for all this? Let's look at the pledge levels. At $40, they have the basic Witch Pledge, getting you the core game and all unlocked stretch goals. For $80, you get the Devout Witch Pledge, which is basically their all-in. You get the core and stretch goals, a journal with postcards, Side Story Season 1 Pass, the Coven Cove Compendium, and the Witchwood tokens. $100 is the Retail Pledge for retailers only. At $300, you get everything in the Devout Witch Pledge, and you get to design a custom NPC that will be in the game. Finally, at $600, you get the Peddler Witch Pledge. That again gets you everything from the Devout Witch Pledge, and you get to design a market stall for the game, complete with NPC, the name of the booth, and some game experience elements as well. Thankfully, the add-on section covers everything from the all-in, allowing you to mix and match to your heart's content. For $20, you get the Side Story Season 1 Pass. These are digital expansions that will be released for the game. At minimum, there will be 6 side stories in Season 1. For another $20, you get the Coven Cove Compendium. This is an art and lore book offering a deeper dive into Coven Cove. For $15, you get the Journal of Jotting set, which gets you a faux leather-bound 96-page journal, 2 custom pencils, and 3 double-sided postcards. At $40, you can pick up an extra copy of the core game. And finally, for $5, you can pick up a set of the wooden tokens for the game. This project features 2 different categories of stretch goals, social stretch goals and monetary stretch goals. They have thus far unlocked a single social stretch goal, but I'm sure more are to come. The unlock goal is giving everyone a sheet of colorful character stickers to attach to their player sheets, and a digital coloring book with some pawns to cut out. Their social goals are not the usual fare, and instead they're interesting and stay on theme. My favorite is the pets dressed as witches. I'm sure they'll get these unlocked. They've been channeling through the monetary stretch goals, unlocking new encounters, a new dungeon, new interior and exterior scenes, and a new encounter with more on the horizon. Shipping for the project seems quite fair. They have some estimates posted, and for the US at least, I'd have no problem forking over $16 on a core pledge. So let's talk my thoughts on Witchbound. What grabbed me was the art, theme, and setting for the game. The art is whimsical, fantastic, and really conveys the tone of the game well. For me, the art hits all the right notes. The color palette's well chosen, and the village and island are depicted with enough detail to keep your eyes constantly moving and finding new things, without overloading you with minutia. There are even illustrations here that touch on a real Studio Ghibli vibe and feel. You can feel yourself being drawn into the art and transported to somewhere new. The tone of Witchwood seems to be on the lighter side. This isn't a witch's black magic horror thriller. It seems to be a coming-of-age story. It's a nice change of pace from a lot of the games that I cover that err on the darker, heavier side. This won't be for everyone. It's a solo experience, so you have to be willing to play solo or play closely with an onlooker. It's not a game for game night. You're going to want to pour some time into the game. The combination of hidden objects and open-ended puzzle solving and exploration looks to give you quite a bit to do in the game, and the promise of side stories to come is an intriguing prospect. For me, the isometric view and the illustrations of the village transport me back to the classic JRPGs that I was brought up on. It has a hint of Secret of Mana mixed with so many other great games. My biggest hope is that the characters we will talk to are fleshed out and memorable. They have said that you won't be reading paragraphs or pages for each storybook entry. They're quick snippets. I just hope they're impactful, well written, and help support the theme that's presented so well. The price of the offering is perfect. They nailed it, and in today's markets with prices all over the place, that can be a hard thing to do. The add-ons aren't bad either. I love that it was easy and relatively cheap for me to get exactly what I wanted out of my pledge. Shipping seems to be reasonable too. The language versions in some areas is almost a steal when it comes to shipping. The page is well laid out and there's plenty of information there. The biggest issue you'll run into with a project like this is it takes a bit of imagination to see how all these parts fit together. The page does a wonderful job of detailing each piece individually, but you'll have to have an idea of the vision of the game in your mind to truly see the potential there. Also, thank you so very much to Dark Doll Games for putting a time estimate on the content offered. Here they're guessing 30 hours or more. That number's subjective and will differ, but it's great to have a reference point. At a little over $1 per hour, you're getting a steal here. So for me, it's a bag. It won't be for everyone, but I'd say if it's caught your attention and more importantly your imagination, it's worth picking up and giving it a chance. Nice and quick, just how I like them. Honestly, I could have gone on and on, but no one wants to listen to my gushing. Hopefully this gave you an idea about the game and what's on offer, but do your own research too. Back with your head, not your FOMO. We'll be back next with our weekly news video, and then another campaign guide and a feature piece on Dungeon Crusade. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everyone watching and commenting. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member of our Patreon. Every dollar helps, and I try my best to make it worth your while. Have a great weekend, everyone, and play something special this weekend.